when I began teaching in 1970, I felt there were about equal numbers of men and women studying psychology. But then the big change in academia, as more and more people are going to universities, is that there's more and more women. And by the end of my career, it was so overwhelmingly women who were studying psychology. And I think that's for better or and for worse, because it's because everything now is so career-related, instrumentalized. Universities being more modified, subjects, must relate to output in terms of income earned, and that is such a crazy idea for me. You study for its own sake, and so what we get now, is this terrible attack on the humanities, and psychology for me is very much a part of the humanities, placing people in their context and looking at the inequalities and difficulties which people face within the social world. And of course, psychology, as we know, even today, although it has been altered through the struggles of women and Black people and ethnic minorities within it, it still likes to think of it, still has this science envy, which people like Michael Billig and other people have written about. They still like to think that they're with these hard facts of the brain. So neuropsychology is very seen as very significant, even though actually there's no story about the functioning of the brain except the cultural story we attach to it. And so on with evolutionary psychology. The pretense is that we've got back to the genes and what they do. Actually know next to nothing about genes and what they do in terms of complex human behavior. But psychologists still seem to be rather mystified by what they imagine science to be. And so I've always been someone trying to say, hang on, get back to social reality and all its complexities.